Over 30. Over 30 and still stuck. Let me tell y'all, them 30s can turn into 40s. Them 40s can turn into 50s. Them 50s can turn into 60s. Them 60s can turn into 70s, 80s, 90s, and however long someone is blessed to still be here to figure out what the purpose is, especially when you in denial and still keep repeating the same stuck humdrum situations. It's a lot of bitter people out here. They are so bitter that they want you to remain bitter with them and cheer them on in their situations when you can already see that it's unraveling. But see, what's not careful, when you're no longer vigilant, when you're no longer cautious about what decisions that you're making that is best for you, the individual, when a person is in the process of playing, let me clean this up, let me still be or try to be appealing to the masses or those that are still tuning in, when you can already see things are just unraveling in the wrong direction, when you can already feel that things are unraveling in the wrong direction and you're still trying to pull back, then you want to hold on to getting back at one with my folk, getting back at one with my people. Thank you for this platform for Black women to speak. Black women. One thing I have found out, I don't care if you're Black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're Asian, Hawaiian, however you identify, I don't care. But one thing I do know, if you do identify as a woman, if you are a woman, forget all that. If you are a woman, it is certain intuitions that we just have as women that we can just feel. And it's just a certain feeling that we get to when time is up. Time is up. And you want to keep going on repeat after repeat about what was, coulda, shoulda, woulda been, trying to worm your way back in and still trying to figure it out with that man who done moved on. Y'all, this sad. Because right there is enough broken pieces. Right there is enough to try to figure out how to heal. But you keep turning the wrong direction. You keep turning your back on the ones who's really trying to keep it real. You keep turning to a deaf ear. You keep trying to sell a situation that you want people to tune into and carry on with this pity party. When it's done got to that point and you cannot stand on your own, but you feel like, yo, I done already had this brand before I entered into that relationship. I already had my situation together. And shout out to the women that already have. But guess what? Sometimes you get yourself in these situations with these men that have already established themselves as that athlete, as that businessman, whatever title it is. You can't tell me some of these women don't get hung up on these titles with these men. You can't tell me that some of these women don't get hung up on when a man is making X amount of many more millions that could potentially turn into more millions. Because here is the problem. When you don't know who you are, when you really focus on like that real, when you talk about that self-love, you don't even hear that word no more as much like you used to. Boss chick, I'm a boss chick. Well, what happened? Now they want to bring into this soft life. Make up your mind. Which do you want? Define who you are. Be who you are. Allow that man to fall in love with who you are. Stop letting the outside noise of all this trash coming. Know who you are and what was already working in that situation. People want to step out on that red carpet just because of who they dating now. People want to get pregnant just because of who they dating now. People want to rush down the aisle just because of who they dating now. People like that. They feed off of that. It's like a validation type of thing. But then you got that everyday woman that's still able to keep it classy. You got that everyday woman who walked into the situation already having the confidence, not only building herself up and keeping herself within the boundaries, but also building him up on what he has to face from day to day, from challenges. I truly do believe men do carry a lot. I truly do believe a lot of times men have to suppress certain situations and be very careful. I truly do believe that the man is the head of the household. But when you can't find a man, or when you can't, appreciate the man that you with, and you trying to be all the mouth, trying to be all the attention, trying to busily go on different platforms, trying to sabotage a situation, trying to still do your social media posts for him to get at you, letting you know that the door is still open. Whether the number is still the same, you still trying to call it because, the folk now, it don't matter who you are, you get your number changed. Like, it's like a dime a dozen. Oh, that number out of order. Oh, that number out of order. Oh, that number ain't working no more. Out here just straight up playing yourself and thinking, oh, well, this is going to promote this brand. No, it's not, because the brand basically done became, let me talk about him in the process, because inquiring minds want to know, what slip up is this person possibly going to have? Where can this conversation go that's going to get these views so we can all make money in between time? Confession time. What's really burning in your soul? What's really going on in your household? Who are you as an individual? Because let me tell y'all, tuning into these so-called celebrities, tuning in and watching and talking about relationship goals. And when y'all can see some of this stuff with these people, is just like crashing right before our eyes. But what is at hand, and what I am saying to say all of that about them folk that got them type of issues is some of the same issues that's going on right in your household that people need to be aware of. You could have a good man right there beside you. You can have a good man right there coming in that door right at this very moment. And because he's not receiving the attention, the appreciation, everything is lining up. Now, is everything perfect? Because ain't nothing perfect. But when things are lining up, people still aren't happy. They're still ready to fall apart, ready to call it quits, ready to make themselves be magnified more than life itself. Take a look within. Take a look. Be aware of what's going on in your household. Be aware what is going on with you, though, because if you not good, if you allowing all of this to dictate what is going on and what you desire, or what's going on with this one, she's going after that one to go against her. She could never be on, the level of what that female is already on. having all these thoughts. And all the time, things are steady unraveling at home with your mind, your job, your kids, your grandkids, but most importantly, yourself. It's nice to engage, it's nice to have an opinion, but what are we really feeding our minds? Because I'm going to tell you, it's a terrible, terrible thing when you get so stuck and gung-ho and you're like, okay, more gas, more gas. You don't want to be stuck, so you just keep pressing on that accelerator when it ain't even no gas. Where is the refill? Where do you begin with the refill? I'm telling y'all, it's about self. It is about self. Sometimes you got to get so selfish with yourself to not be worried about what he doing now, what they got going on. Is that relationship over there working out? What is going on with you and him currently? Now, this conversation was not supposed to have turned into like the extras. Sometimes I gotta go there and get personal with life, because life is study passing by. Now, if you choose not to be in a relationship, if that's what the decision is, maybe some people's been through a divorce. Maybe it just didn't work. Maybe he just wasn't the one. Maybe he was the one that just honestly didn't even know how to be that man at the time. Maybe he had too much going on. Maybe so much was coming at him that he couldn't get a hold of life. But it's only so much the mind can even take to absorb. And sometimes we just gotta let go. Let God realize who's in control, who is the author. The BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving Earth. Really? Self-help does exist. Sometimes I really got to take it seriously when I do decide to reach out, to cry out. Who do you want to be next time you hit record? Who are you before you already hit record? Who are you before you decide to go on that interview and particular names are going to be brought up and people is going to go to your social media page? People are really wrapped up. People are really wrapped up. Sometimes I have to ask God to forgive me for being so wrapped up. But as always, I wish her the best, all of them the best. I wish you the best. Because how can you prosper? How can anyone prosper when they just want to take it all in, repeat after repeat. You would think sometimes after a while people would get tired of discussing repeat after repeat that ain't going nowhere. Now, if he chooses to still stay, if they choose to still remain together, great. If she chooses to get with a record executive, great. If she chooses to get with another athlete, great. If he chooses to get with her, whoever that is, hey. But in the meantime, we're going to take care of us too.